All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And it's the brother Korah Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And real briefly, I want to go into a lesson. Should be a quick lesson if the Lord say the same, but most importantly, I pray that it's edifying. Now, I was reading the book of Sirach, chapter 41 yesterday, in a GNT, right? In a GNT, and that's what we're gonna read here for this lesson. But nevertheless, I was reading Sirach, the 40 chapter 41 yesterday, and it was going into the fate of the wicked, right? The fate of the wicked. And as I was reading it, it's like, who else could this be talking about, man? It was highlighting Esau Edom, and pretty much it was going to the point that this man is forever cursed. He's forever cursed. You know, his children come after him. Everything he have gained, he gonna lose it. And look, the thing is, it's gonna say that even after he fall, he's still gonna be hated in the earth. And it's like it. And that's true because Esau, the Lord is allowing this man to be hated now while he's still ruling, right? The Lord is allowing this man to be hated now while he's still ruling. But the thing is, once his kingdom fall, even in the next world to come, in the future, the nations still gonna hate the so-called white man, woman, and child. Think about that. And we're gonna read this in Sirach 41. And we, Lord willing, we get some supporting scriptures. But think about that. The Lord got the whole world right now hating or beginning to hate the so-called white man. Just consider that. And we're gonna get some scriptures because I'm thinking of Obadiah, how it says, as he ruling, the Lord was gonna have him be despised in the earth, looked down upon. And that's happening now. Why? Because the nation's truly seeing this man for who he is. He lie, he murder, he rob, he don't keep his treaties or break treaties and promises. So the world, even Esau allies, are beginning to hate them. Here's the deal: that hate gonna lead to Esau kingdom being destroyed. But even in the next world to come, the Israelites, Yahweh and these heathens still gonna hate, still gonna hate the so-called white man, woman, and child. Think about that. So in this world, the Lord got us hating them. Nations beginning to hate the so-called white man, but in the next world to come, it's gonna continue even until the day that these people are extinct, taking out the earth. And you know how crazy it is to say now in an age where people are brightening up their skin to look white, right? Or people want to shave face and to appease and to be like the so-called white man or woman. But the Lord is crazy to sound because again, this world on the dollars, they face on the money. But to say that one day it's not gonna be at all a white man or so-called white woman or a white child walking around the earth ever again. Ever again. And that's biblical. That's prophecy. You see? So we're gonna hop into it. It says the title is The Fate of the Wicked Doomed to Extinction, the Edomites. So again, I was reading in the book of Sirach chapter 41. And I'm gonna read this in the GNT, right? So this Sirach chapter 41, and let's start at verse 5. Now you see the header says the fate of the wicked, and we're gonna read to at least, we might read to verse 13, but we're gonna get precepts as we go, Lord willing. But this is Sirach chapter 41 and verse 5 in the GNT. Check this out. It says, the children of sinners brought up in ungodly surroundings turn out to be hateful people. Now, this is a precept. When I read this, I thought of, how they say you are a product of your environment. That's true. That's true in a sense. Because if you got the spirit on you, you can make it out of the environment. But it's going to the ungodly. Now, it's going to pinpoint Esau, right? Now, it says the children of sinners brought up in ungodly surroundings turn out to be hateful people. Check this out. They will lose whatever they inherit. Is that not Esau? Everything he gathered, he gonna lose that. Matter of fact, this is what we're gonna do. Let's just read through it first. We're gonna read through it all together, and then we'll go back through it and pull precepts from now. Let's do it like that. So let's just read through it. Sirach 41:5 in the GNT. It says the fate of the wicked. It says the children of sinners brought up in ungodly surroundings turn out to be hateful people. They will lose whatever they inherit, and their own descendants will live in permanent disgrace. The children will put the blame for their disgrace on their ungodly parents. You are doomed, you irreligious people who have abandoned the law of the Most High. When you have children, now I'm just reading through it, we're going to go back over it. When you have children, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. Let's read that again. Now, this is indirectly pinpointing Esau, the real wicked, but it says there will be great joy whenever you stumble. And even after your death, you will be cursed. So again, and I started laughing when I was reading it because I was like, man, it's talking about Esau. Even after your death, you still gonna be cursed. Now, in a sense, say if an Edomite come to the earth and he died, yeah, his spirit go up to the Most High, and he cursed because you still gonna be sent down in one incarnation. You still gonna be an Edomite. But in a sense, on what I'm hitting on this lesson. Even after this man done ruling, when his kingdom fall, and right now at the end of his kingdom, the Lord got everybody hating this man, especially the American Edomite. This is the thing. After his kingdom fall, in the next world to come, 500 to 1,000 years from, in the kingdom, guess what? He's still gonna be hated. Nobody's still gonna care for a so-called white man, even 500 years into the kingdom. 1,000 years from now, or let's say 800 years from now, the people in this world, the heathen, still gonna hate the so-called white man for the shit he doing now, because of what he doing in Gaza, right? Because of the genocide he done to the Israelites. The northern kingdom, what he doing to the southern kingdom. See, people go remember this, what he doing in this world, and still go hate him for that in the kingdom, in the next world to come. And the scripture paint a picture of that. Let's read it again. Sirach 41 and verse 9. We're going to get supporting scriptures because that's true. Think about that. Man, it says when you have children, verse 9, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. And even after your death, you will be cursed. What comes into being from nothing will return to nothing. So it will be with the godless, doomed to extinction. And yes, it's one nation on earth, right? One nation on earth that will never be here again. Like the Lord gonna take them out the earth. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen with their spirit, but I know after 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven on earth, when the Israelites rule on earth under our Lord Yahushua, after 1,000 long years of heathens building up our kingdom, we'll never see another so-called white man again with a shaved face. You see? And named Tom and Bill. Never. Now let's read this again and let's get some precepts. So let's go back to Sirach 41 and verse 5. Now again, the header says the fate of the wicked. It's in the GNT. It says the children of sinners brought up in ungodly surroundings turn out to be hateful people. They will lose whatever they inherit, and their own descendants will live in permanent disgrace. Now that's one thing that said, let's get that in Job 20. Everything Esau got, he about to lose it, man. And now we see, according to Revelation, the 12th chapter, when it says the devil is coming down with great wrath because he know he got but a short time. A short time for what? To rule, to continue in his wickedness. So therefore, we're going to see this man come with his military, his weaponry to try to fight for his kingdom. But it's in prophecy, you're going to lose everything. Let's get that real quick. This is Job chapter 20. And let's start at 4, and we're going to jump down. Job 20 and 4 says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short. You see that? And we talking about the fate of the wicked, right? The Lord, and then even that America only been here for about 300 some years. That's short. That's a little time. Roughly, that's a little time to rule. And look at the BS that he caused in the earth just for this little time to rule. That's why the Lord got to take him out. What it says in Sirach 10 and verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom will be translated from one people to another. Right? So it says that the triumphant of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, right? Though he got, you know, he ruling the world, technology and flying planes and made cars and cell phones, he got riches and gold, right? Though his and actually going out of space, not to the moon, but setting satellites up. So it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach even unto the clouds, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. And they that see him, and they that see him shall say, where is he? Because it's gonna come a time to where we gonna wake up, everybody, all nations, Israelite, and we gonna smell a new kingdom air after 1,000 years. Something gonna be different that day. And we gonna be square what it is, y'all. We gonna know because yesterday was the big event where we burnt them up. But it's gonna be one day we all walk outside and get that fresh air. Ain't no more Edomites ever again in existence ever. This is literal. This is for real. This is for real. Let's read it again. It says, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung, and they that see him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yet he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Let's jump down. It says, I gotta read this too. It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more. The day coming when they go be extinct. Neither shall his place any more behold him. Now it says, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. So now Esau said he about to get judged, and that's why you see things, as far as these organizations seem like they want to help blacks and Hispanics and give back. No, they realize they will get judged for their forefathers. Like it said right here in Sirach 41, in verse 5, the children of, in verse 6, they will lose whatever they inherit, and their own descendants will live in permanent disgrace. So you have these modern Edomites trying to make up for the disgrace, the shame that the founding fathers put on them. You see? Let's jump down just to go into how you're going to lose everything. So it says, verse 18, and that which he labored for, talking about the wicked, so everything he got, that he got in wickedness, it says, and that which he labored for, which is the world, shall he restore. The Lord going to take everything and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance, again, what is the so-called white man's substance? He was blessed with the whole world, Craig, not just a city, not just a province, no, the world. According to Genesis 27, only 2 nations was blessed with the promise to rule the whole world, and that was Esau and Jacob, Esau and his. So it says, according to his substance, so everything this man got shall the restitution be. He got to give it back. He got to give it back. That's why the Lord said he's going to make a transition. The kingdom will be translated. Ain't the gold and all that ain't going to be lost. No, it's going to be given to us. It says, and he shall not rejoice therein. Right? It says, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Because Esau thinking after he done all this wickedness, stored up all this gold and resources and took the nation's resources and stored them up. Now we're going to put a C-hip in everybody and be guys on earth and keep everything. Well, the Lord said, no, you thought you was going to keep everything. Check it out. It says, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. And that's we're in that time right now. Everything about to be taken from this man. But let's go back to Sirach 41 and 6. So it says in the GNT, they will lose whatever they inherit, and their own descendants will live in permanent disgrace. And that's why they got to make statements now and say it's okay to be white. What was the thing they put in the school? Because they said white children, what's in Florida schools, I know some they put in schools so you can't talk about slavery because white children started feeling bad. It was gonna make the white children feel bad. And right, that's in the scripture. And their own descendants will live in permanent disgrace. What it say? Where is that? how the Lord gonna put shameful spewing on their glory. Let me get that. Spewing on the, I think it's, if I'm not mixing two precepts together. Yeah, they had a brother Barry Yahweh Shalom, bro, and Shalom to all the Akim Aqua. Oh, I thought I was sharing my screen. Salakia. And Shalom to all the Akim Aqua through tuning in Yahweh Shemal Shabrak Thumb. Yeah, the brother said critical race theory. That's what it was. So in other words, we can't talk about the past. It's gonna make the whites feel uncomfortable and children. Man, no, we gotta talk about it. And it's according to prophecy, because when we talk about it, they was gonna be embarrassed about it for what their forefathers did. Let's get this real quick. Habakkuk 2:16. It says, now that's not the one I wanted. Well, we can get that one too. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. It's another one I'm thinking about, like in Nahum or something. It says, a shameful spewing on thy glory. Let me see. If a brother know where it's at. Nahum 3, maybe. So like it, bear with me. I ain't got my sword with me either. If a brother know where it's at, I don't know where it's at. But I'm thinking of one. It says, man, I'll move on. If it come to me, we'll get it. But Lord willing, it come. But it goes something like, and the Lord will put like a shameful spewing on your glory. Because like for example, when the George Floyd stuff came and you had these statues put up of the founding fathers, the founding fathers, and although they was racist or they like Andrew Jackson, the Indian killer, they was put up in the past as far as a symbolic person to look to. But now, as information coming out on who these people really are, that's why they wanted to take down the statues, because they realized these people was pieces of shit, right? But once upon a time, these statues and these decrees, just America and what they about, it was glorified. You see, it was glorified. But now they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about the founding fathers. They don't want to talk about the history, the foundation of it, because it's embarrassing to them now. One was once glory to him. It's the white man's world. He don't want to say that no more. Why he ain't saying it no more? Because the world fucked up. And he don't want to take that on himself. Yeah, it's still a white man's world. It still is. And you know what? Before this truth, growing up, when we'll hear that this is a white man's world, we'll probably feel some type of way. Not knowing, according to prophecy, he right. They right. This is a white man's world because Esau is ruling right now. And guess what's about to happen to this white man's world? It's about to be over. So this is your world. It's your time. Don't run from it now. Right? I see the brother put, that's what it had, but I don't know if it's, I'm thinking of another one, but this may be it. I might be mixing two precepts up. Let's read it though. Habakkuk 2:16, thou art filled. And when you go in Habakkuk 2, it's actually going into Esau. The Lord pinpoint the wicked Esau. So it says, thou art filled with shame for glory. So was how they was once boasting themselves up, they ain't doing that no more. Because they look down upon the earth. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee. And this it, the water, brother. And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So what was so high esteemed and lifted up in this American society is now looked down upon. Why? Because it's prophecy. It's prophecy. Let's go back to the water, bro. Let's go back to Sirach 41 and verse 6 in the GNT again. And we're reading the fate of the wicked. It says they will lose whatever they inherit, and their own descendants will live in permanent disgrace, right? Their glory is now shameful. It says the children will be put to blame for their disgrace. It said the children will put the blame for their disgrace on their ungodly parents, right? These modern Edomites who want to be black, want to be like Jake, who doing a dug-in, who swag like Jake. They put the blame on the founding fathers. Well, it wasn't us. Even now, even so-called white people say, man, it was old white men it wasn't us. No, it's still you though. You got to pay for all this. It says the children will put the blame for their disgrace on their ungodly parents. But the Lord said, you are doomed. You are doomed, you irreligious people who have abandoned the law of the Most High. And I'm thinking about Romans, the 9th chapter, because people think that even the Apostle Paul or Yahushua ain't never talk about the Edomites. Because you'll have people say, well, the apostles and Jesus never spoke about the Edomites. One, they did, but it was indirectly. It was one of those, if you know, you know. Right? For example, when Yahushua said he beheld Satan fall as lightning, that was an example when Paul in Romans 9 going into Jacob and Esau, you know, and how the Lord chose one vessel unto honor, one vessel unto another honor. And what I'm thinking about, let me get it real quick. So they did talk about it. They just went out saying it because it was still a mystery back then. Granted, they knew, but it wasn't time for that. It wasn't time for Esau to be exposed. We in that time. That's why we talking about him. That's why we calling them out. Back then, it was more the time to usher in Yahushua and faith through the gospel, man, and comfort, you know, to our people. Let's get this real quick, and I want to get this just to show this man been doomed to destruction. Real quick. Now, when you go into Romans 9, Apostle Paul talking about Esau and Jacob, and he said how they came from Isaac and Rebekah. So I'm going to start right here. Romans 9, and we're going to go back to Sirach 41. Romans 9 and verse 21. It says, have not the potter, which the Most High is the potter. It says, potter, power over the clay. Now, here it is. Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. Right? So remember, when we go up, Romans 9 and 13, Apostle Paul said, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. So on down from Romans 13 through 21, on down past 21 still, but he talking about Jacob and Esau. So right here, when he says the Most High had power, or the potter have power over the clay of the same lump. Who's the lump? Isaac the father. Because of that one lump, that man, you had two different vessels come out. Esau, Jacob, two different nations, according to Genesis 25, of that same man. So Isaac is the lump. So of the same lump, to make one vessel unto honor, Jacob, and another vessel unto dishonor, Esau. Right? Verse 22. Now, what if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? What is that saying? Just like the Lord did with Pharaoh, the Most High could have wiped Egypt out with the first plague. The Lord could have just snapped his finger and Moses walked in there and Pharaoh would have said, okay. It could have happened like that. But the Most High, he said, look, Pharaoh, I'm going to harden his heart. But what was the purpose of that? What was the purpose of that? The Most High was playing around. In other words, he just wanted to show his power a little bit. He wanted to stun a little bit. You see that? The Most High wanted to stun a little bit. So he made Pharaoh say no. So in other words, the Most High said, oh, no. No, okay, well, watch this. So he's saying the same thing now. Because you will say, man, the so-called white people, they ain't never get in trouble. They don't never get called out, right? A black person, a so-called black person get caught stealing candy, he get 25 to life. But a so-called white man bring kilos over the border and kill 5 people, he'll get 2 weeks probation. So the question is, why they never get judged like that? Because the Most High don't want them to right now. Because when he finally judge them, it's going to be well justified and they go earn it. So he just holding off right now. That's what he's saying. But the point is, they fitted to destruction. The Lord have designed his nation specifically. The destruction that's coming is specifically for them. You know, in the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary, I probably said that wrong. Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. It says that Edom was the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not promised any promise of mercy. Why? Because since the beginning, they've been created to be destroyed, man. To be taken out the earth before they even did anything. Let me read this in another translation. I'm curious to what it's going to say. Let's see. And we're going to go back to that Sirach 41. But before these people even did anything, the Lord, before earth was, the Most High said, I'm going to make a nation and I'm going to turn them white to look different. I'm going to give them the world. You feel me? And then I'm going to just take them out. Before the world was, he already knew he was going to have a nation go extinct. Man, the Lord is cold. Let's read this. Romans 9 and 22 in the NLT. In the same way, even the Most High has the right to show his anger and his power. And he is very patient with those on whom his anger falls, who are destined for destruction. See, Esau is destined for destruction. If you fit it for something, when you go to a tailor to get your suit tailor made, you get it fitted. For what? Specifically for you. So if anybody else put it on, they can't fit it, it's not for them. So the Lord reserved destruction and specifically made it for the nation of Edom as we hear in the end of the world, man. Look at Proverbs 16 right here on a cross reference. Let's read it since it's right here. It says, the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, have made everything for his purpose, even the wicked for the day of disaster, right? Even the wicked for the day of destruction, man. So Apostle Paul even highlighted that the Lord is saving these people because he's going to specifically bring them to their judgment that's been for them since the beginning. Let's go back to Sirach 41. Sirach 41 and 8 in the GNT. Again, the header is the fate of the wicked. And verse 8 says, again, you are doomed, you irreligious people who have abandoned the Lord of Most High. And that's one thing Esau did as well. Psalms 51, which, we could use that for Esau, but he took the word of the Most High, took the Bible. When a president get inaugurated, right, he got to do what? He put Joe Biden had that big ass, well, I ain't gonna say, but that big Bible, that big Bible is the first thing he did after he took his hand off the Bible. He passed laws for the rainbow flag people. That's an example, right? They threw the Lord of Most High behind their back. So it ain't like you ain't know. Even Esau. Me and Shamar, when I was talking about that the other day, Esau knew. He knew right from wrong, talking about the father Esau, the daddy Esau. He knew right from wrong. Guess who his father was? Isaac. He was raised up right. Isaac raised that man right. And he was just an asshole. You see? Isaac raised that man right. He knew what that blessing pertained and all that, but he gave it up. So as it's going into you, now you're going to get the other side. So it says you are doomed, you irreligious people who have abandoned the Lord of Most High. When you have children, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. And even after your death, you will be cursed. Even after this man kingdom fall, America, this society, in the next world to come, he's still going to be hated and cursed. Let's get Isaiah 14. That's because even the nation going to be like, is this the man who was oppressing us? You? Even the nations go hate him. Look, they hate go roll over from this world to the next world. Look, Erdogan, the president of Turkey, he still go hate. He still go hate Israel and these Edomites. Yeah. Come on, man. These heathens go remember what Esau done to him in this life. They gonna remember that. They ain't like people. Everybody's just gonna forget this world. We gonna remember that. People gonna remember what he done, how he took everybody's resources and oppressed the people, dropped bombs. And I'm gonna remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They gonna remember that. Nobody gonna forget. You see? Let's read it again. When you have children, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. The world gonna rejoice when this man fall. Even the animals. You see? Not a air can't rejoice. We can't see it, but the air go rejoice. Right now, the air breathing in chemtrails. So it says there will be great joy whenever you stumble, and even after your death, you will be cursed. Let's get Isaiah 14 real quick. Get Isaiah 14. So this is Isaiah 14. Now I'm gonna start at 1. We're just gonna read down. Because this chapter is going into when the Lord saved us as Israelites and we begin to rule in our kingdom. And the first verse 1 and verse 2 going into when we begin to rule. And verse 3 going to say that we done with the hard bondage that we were serving. And verse 4 going to tell us that what kingdom just fell. What kingdom just fell? Right? Which is Babylon. Which proves once Babylon fall and Esau Edom done ruling, we going to rule next. So when Babylon fall, the kingdom of heaven will be set up for the Israelites, man. Let's read it. But let's see what's going to be the response to Babylon fall and how everybody will respond to Esau being taken out of rulership. Because what Sirach 41 and 9 said again, in the GNT, when you have children, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble, and even after your death, you will be cursed. I got to read 10 too, because it says, what comes into being from nothing will return to nothing. And Esau is nothing. It says, so it will be with the godless, doomed to extinction. Everything we just read, Isaiah 14, about to highlight that. How the world go rejoice. Even his sons go be taken away. He will be left with nothing. You see? Let's read it. Isaiah 14:1, it says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, as he always did, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them and shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. So all the tribes coming back. It says, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. So we're going to have these nations as female slaves and male slaves. And what we're going to do? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Right. So that's us being taken out of captivity. We got our new bodies at this time. We chilling. We ain't got to lift another finger ever again. We good. Now it says, and thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. What city? America. Showing when America fall, after that, that's when the kingdom of heaven going to be set up. There's many other verses we can go to prove it, but this is one right here. The Israelites going to not work again. They're going to take their captives in captivity and rule over their oppressors. After when? After Babylon fall, after the golden city cease. And who is ran by? The so-called white man. According to what it is, Psalms, what it is, 137, 130, 38, 39, one of them. When King David said the daughter of Edom, he linked up Edom with the daughter of Babylon. So that's the nation that's ruling Babylon. So continuing on, it says, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked, that's Esau, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. Nobody gonna care when he fall. But on the other side, it says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. The world will rejoice when this man get taken out the way. It says, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee. The cedars of Lebanon. Hey, and you know, the trees could be people or actual trees, you know. But speaking of Lebanon, shit, look what's going over there in Lebanon right now. What Esau doing over there in Lebanon right now. They go rejoice. It says, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us. So when this man be taken out the way, nobody gonna have to worry about a bomb getting dropped. You see, a random strike coming. You getting cheated out your money and being duped into a deal to use his oil. Nobody gonna have to worry about that no more. Everybody gonna be happy this man gone, man. What is Sirach 41 again? Verse 9, when you have children, disaster will strike them and you will be left with none but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. We're going to be happy. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. What it say is 7 things that make a man happy, and one is to see the downfall of his enemy. We're looking at it live and in time, live and direct. We seeing it. Let's go back to Isaiah 14. Right? It says, let's jump down. It says, verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Now, it's not talking about Satan. The Lord is asking the so-called white man, how you fell from your rulership? Ain't you had all this money? Wasn't your military, just badass like that? Ain't you have domains and contracts with everybody to keep them under your wing? How you fell? When you the one dropping bombs on people and technology, how you fell? Why you ain't ruling no more? So it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And see, The nations go remember all this, what this man did. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will also sit upon a mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. It says, I will ascend above the height of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. It says, now look, in the kingdom, this is how we're going to look at the so-called white man. See, even after he fall, going back to this, Sirach 41, it says there will be great joy whenever you stumble. That's when you fall. America destroyed and all that. And even after your death, after America destroyed, after Russia done with Yahweh Shai on the earth, even the times now, Esau getting exposed. So it says there will be great joy whenever you stumble, and he's stumbling now. And even after your death, once all is said and done, the society gone, it says you will be cursed. Because in the next world, ain't nobody gonna say, man, we forgive you, Esau. No, we be like, man, remember that shit you did? Yeah, the nations everybody go remember. So even after he fall in this world and people hate him in this world, in the next world that's gonna roll over. Matter of fact, I got a quick precept. Sirach 10. Now I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 14. This Sirach 10. Real quick. This Sirach chapter 10 and verse 30. It says, the poor man is honored for his skill. And who are the poor people? Us Israelites. And we honor for the things we can do. Right? Now, people don't, care about us, but if a nigga could jump from a free throw line, Esau gonna be your friend. If you could rap and sing, Esau, he gonna be friends with you. You go bounce your ass as a female, you gonna get a record deal. So it says the poor man is honored for his skill. And the rich man is honored for his riches, right? And the so-called white man, he the rich man. And nobody really care about him like that. It's just they got to do business with him because he run a world. But this is the thing. If us as Israelites are in captivity right now, and we slaves, but we still the trendsetters of the world, honor for our skill, you had the whole world doing a Dougie, and a Nene and shit like that, and Soldier Boy. If the whole world's following slaves and we in captivity, and if the so-called white man ruling the world and nobody care for him as he ruling the world, the next verse says this, well, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? So us as Israelites, if people honor us right now in poverty while we in captivity, how much you think they're going to follow us when we in perfect bodies ruling in the kingdom? If these nations want to be like us now and we slaves to them, how much more when we rule us in the kingdom? But this is the thing. If Esau hated right now while he's the rich man and love, it says he that is honored in let's read it together. So like I'm a little excited. Let's read them together. Sirach 10 and 30. The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? Esau is dishonored right now in his own world. Bro, you rule the world, bro. This is another thing I was thinking about. Lord, when I could do a lesson on this. This man rule the world, and the rulers of the world gotta be in secrecy. The Rothschilds and all that, they don't want people to know they rule the world. Man, in the kingdom, you gonna know Yahweh Shai, King David, and 144. I'm being funny when I say this. And Lord willing, I'm of that number, brothers of that number, and I'm being funny when I say this. But you gonna know we them niggas, man. You gonna know we the rulers. We ain't gonna have to hide. Yahweh Shai ain't go, have to disguise himself so people don't know he ruling. Is you crazy? We go people go know who the rulers is, man. In this world, Esau gotta hide in secrecy because he doing wrong. Man, everybody gonna know who Yahweh Shai, or that's the king, that's him, right? If they see him. Because everybody's just gonna be seeing Yahweh Shai like that. How often we see the presidents and kings and queens every day? Never. You see? Probably at the Passover, you might get a glimpse, a little glimpse of them. Brothers gonna be around 144. Even with that, it's a side note. Even with that, 144,000, yeah, we gonna be with the Lord, but he may be with John a lot. His favorite disciple, our brother, apostle, he may be with John a lot. Peter probably, King David gonna be with him. He the number 2. Who know how it's gonna be, right? But the point is, if right now the so-called white man is hated even in his own world, how much more when he gonna be back to the bottom, the lowest of the low? Let's read that again. He that is dishonored in poverty, how much more enriches? It's like he that is honored in poverty, how much more enriches? And he that is dishonored in riches, how much more in poverty? Come on, man. So when we go back to Sirach 14:41, yeah, let's read this again and we're going to go back to Isaiah 14. Sirach 41 and verse 9 again in the GNT. It says, when you have children, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy. Hey, what is saying? I think it's Job, that if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. Right? Let's get that. If his children be multiplied. So right now, you got Kate, Kate and Ted having children, and the cute little white baby, and they think they're gonna see little little Dylan grow up. No, Dylan, the Lord had little Dylan, little Ashton be born to be put to death. Yeah, that's what we talking about. The Lord he having Edomite children be born right now to get judged. Just like he had them Egyptian firstborns was born in Egypt at a point in time, become the firstborn just to get put to death. You see? And even in the kingdom, when Edomites be born, guess why they go be born? To be put to death and judged, man. So even in the next world to come, guess what? Judgment go follow these Edomites. You can't run from it, man. That's so cold, man. That's so cold. Let's get this. Just Job 27. Job 27 and verse, we're going to start at 13. Job 27 and 13, it says, this is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, so if they start having babies, guess what it's for? It is for the sword. In this last time we in, again, we on the outgoing of Esau rulership. Everything bad about to go for this man, whether it's a elite or a low-level Edomite. Look what just happened with the storm, Helene. Hit our little sundown towns, right? Remember when we was leaving Egypt, the Lord started judging those Egyptians. We about to see a lot of judgments hit Esau now. We about to see that. And a lot of children who was born through Edomite conception, was the Lord had them born to get judged in this last time. And when they get into the kingdom, they're going to be born again to get slapped. I just want to slap with just one slap, You see? Yeah, look, them brothers, them 7 brothers and their mother, they're going to get their lick back on Antiochus. Yeah, they're going to get their lick back. They're going to come back for judgment, man. So it says, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Come on. Let's go back to Sirach 41 again. So it says, when you have children, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. And there will be great joy whenever you stumble. We're reading that in Isaiah 14. We're about to go back to it. And even after your death, you will be cursed. Even after Esau fall in this world, he's still going to be cursed. Granted, this can hit on too. If an Edomite die, your spirit's still an Edomite. You go come back as an Edomite. But even after this man fall in the next world, the nation's still gonna hate him. We still gonna hate him. We all gonna remember what this man done. Let's go back to Isaiah 14 because it's gonna say that. So it says, verse 16, Isaiah 14 and 16. And they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and that is in the kingdom, shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? And that did shake kingdoms? Look, this is a question mark. It says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened out the house of prisoners. Why we gonna be asking that? Are the heathens gonna be asking that? Is this the one that was ruling? Because from where this man at with his sword, his blessing that he was given, when that sword be taken away, when his technology be taken away, because that's another form of his weapon, his media, which you use for witchcraft and sorcery. When all that's taken away, what Esau gonna have to stand on? He not athletic. You're not really smart. The Lord gave you, the wisdom to get to this level. And according to Obadiah, it's being taken away. So what really he gonna have to stand on? But just being a Edomite, a weak, frail Edomite, and everybody gonna see that. It says all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory. Now this after that long 1,000 years. This after that long 1,000 year period. Because after 1,000 years, according to Revelation 20, it says after 1,000 years, then the heathens can kind of go still serve us, but they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good in a sense because they're gonna be in a righteous society. What it say, when the righteous on authority, the people rejoice. So they ain't gonna be in slavery forever. Well, they gonna be in slavery forever, but hardcore slavery and all that, that's 1,000 long years for them to build up our world back. And after that, we're gonna give them land. Ham, you go over there. Moab, you over here. Ammon, you over there. Right? Ishmael, you over here. So on and so forth. But guess who ain't gonna have no land? Guess who ain't gonna have nowhere to go? Guess who ain't gonna have nowhere to go? Esau. Because he gonna be this the point. He gonna be exterminated. This is in the kingdom of heaven. This chapter, he gonna be exterminated, man. Matter of fact, before we get that, let me get Obadiah, because I just want to get how this is starting now, though. The hate for Esau is starting in this world, and the next world is still gonna be there. Real quick, this is now Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. This is now. Before the kingdom, this is now. The nation of Edom is being despised now in a world that he is ruling. Right? He being despised now. I just wanted to get that it's starting now. And brothers know Obadiah, fire chapter. It's starting now. Right? But let's go back to Isaiah 14. So it says, all the kings of the nations. Now this after 1,000 long years. Matter of fact, let's just get Revelation 20 real quick. Gotta piece them together. So when Yahushua come down, destroy America, take this system down, the elect will eventually come down with the crowns, right? Chain up these heathens, the rulers, chain them up, and that's gonna be the first day of 1,000 long years. Remember, the Lord said 1 day is as 1,000 years. So we will be in that mindset, 1,000 long years. The Lord ain't look, he ain't say for this one, he gonna speed up the time for the Edomites' sake. No, this gonna be a long time. Time will slow down. You see? But let's read it real quick. This is we're gonna get straight to the point. Revelation 20, and we gotta start at 4 because it's going into us ruling. Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, right? And they that sat upon them, the 144,000, starting with Yahushua, Peter, and the other 11 of the 12, right? 144,000. This the ones Yahushua said they're gonna sit on thrones with me. So this is when Yahushua and his elect gonna begin to rule. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. See, judgment gonna be given unto us now. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they live and reign with Mashiach 1,000 years. Now, are we just gonna rule for 1,000 years? Yahushua been waiting 2,000 years to get his kingdom to only rule 1,000 years. Not what that's talking about. All over the scriptures, it say Yahushua gonna have an everlasting rulership, an everlasting kingdom that's never gonna fall. But what's this 1,000 years talking about? When Yahushua, starting with him and King David, the rest of the 144,000 come down on earth and take these heathens and use them to build the earth back up, to put the earth back in order. Remember, it's gonna be a lot of chaos after World War III, after all this. What they call it? A nuclear fallout. There's gonna be a lot of death and bodies. So it's gonna take 1,000 long years for us to, not us, but for the heathens to refresh the world for us. Here's the thing, verse 5. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. So after that 1,000 years, then the heathens, for example, you know how we was in hardcore slavery for a long time with, at the big house and, yokes on our neck and all in the field picking cotton. But eventually Esau, what they call it, the Emancipation Proclamation. And, they took the chains off us and let us get jobs and let us get, little portions of land and a house here. But we were still oppressed in a way. That's what's going to happen in the kingdom. 1,000 years is going to be like that chattel slavery. The yokes on their neck and all that. But after that, we're going to let them go out, but you still going to be oppressed. You still going to be under us. You still going to serve us. Keep our high holy days. You better keep the law too, But at least after 1,000 years, they're going to go out and do their thing. This the thing. This the deal, though. Esau ain't going to get that opportunity. He ain't going to get that opportunity. I just wanted to get that. So now when we go back to Isaiah 14, when they say this, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So after 1,000 years, Moab, you here, Ham, you here, Ammon, you there. Esau ain't gonna get that. Esau gonna get judged and burnt up and exterminated. Check it out. Let's read it. All of the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. It says, but thou, who is talking to? Remember, go up, it's talking to the wicked who was ruling Babylon, that golden city that fell. So we know that's the nation of Edom. So as the other nations go have they plot a land that we give them, it says, but you, Esau, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. Esau, you ain't gonna be joined with them. You ain't, after 1,000 years, you building up the kingdom, you ain't gonna have an opportunity to enjoy it, man. And look, everything this man trying to do, see out of space and go all underwater and dig and find this stone and this food and this animal, we gonna have that freely accessible in the kingdom. And once they get released and can go out and enjoy it and finally have fun, we gonna tell Esau, you ain't going nowhere. you ain't about to have fun. Man, it's time for you to get this judgment. Come on, man. Exterminated as a nation. Man, the Lord is cold, but it's fully justified, because look what this man did. It's his fault. Now, it's Eve's fault for falling for it, but it's his fault that the garden in the beginning was messed up. Yeah, it's Eve's fault. We know that. Through her, we all die, as the scriptures say. Through the woman became the beginning of sin, but who initiated it? the serpent, the man, the same spirit that's in these Edomites today, he initiated it. So the point is, when the garden be refreshed and set up again, which is the kingdom being set up on earth, we can't let this serpent in there. We got to take him out. We got to take their nation out before he contaminate anybody else. He's trying to get in the ear of the Hamites. No, we got to take him out. So it says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. Why? Because thou hast destroyed the land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So instead of them getting land and enjoying the kingdom, the Lord says, so prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Who is this talking about? It says, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, son and nephew. And look at named all men, because that's how your nation continue, through the man. But the Lord said, I'm cutting off the men. So guess what? Eventually y'all gonna fizzle out. And not saying, they're gonna fizzle out, over time. Esau is 5 left. Okay, is the last Edomite, he 105 years old. No, they all gonna it's a lot. They all gonna get it. It's a lot. They all will get exterminated the same day after 1,000 years. And it says, right. So that's it on that. Let's go back to Sirach 41 and let's read this again, because now after we got all that, Sirach 41 was clearly indirectly talking about Esau. Matter of fact, I do want to get one more. You know what? Let's read Sirach 41 first, and I'm going to end it on Ezekiel 35. So this Sirach 41, and again, the head is the fate of the wicked. And we're going to start at verse 8. We started at 5 earlier, but we're going to start at 8. In the GNT, it says, you are doomed, you irreligious people who have abandoned the law of the Most High. When you have children, disaster will strike them. We just read about the sons, nephew, and all that being cut off. You will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. We got that earlier. Isaiah 14, how the world will rejoice when this man be taken out the way. There will be great joy whenever you stumble. And so his stumbling is now. It says, and even after you are deaf, look, America go far, the system go far. But even after this, because right now the world hating them, but even after this, it says you will be cursed. So once America fall, the next world come, you still gonna be cursed. Everybody's still gonna hate you, man. It says, and what comes into being from nothing will return to nothing. And so it will be with the godless, doomed to extinction. And let's read 11 and 12, because it's going to reputation. And it's good because Esau's reputation is horrible. And this is going to be remembered. Everybody going to remember what you did in this life. It says a person's body amount to nothing, but a good reputation will last forever. Protect your reputation. It will outlive you and last longer than 1,000 treasures of gold. I thought I was about to say 1,000 years, because I was about to say, see, Esau's reputation gonna last. But still, it says protect your reputation. It will outlive you and last longer than 1,000 treasures of gold. A good life lasts only so long, man, but a good reputation will last forever. See, this good life Esau had only lasts for so long, but now everybody's seeing this good life, how you got it. It wasn't right. And now your reputation bad, and that's go outlast this good life you got. So yes, hate will follow the so-called white man, woman, and child from this world. How the Lord got the nations hating them, his allies hating them and separating them. And in the kingdom, everybody gonna still feel the same. That's mind-blowing to me. That this whole life could pass away, and everybody in the kingdom still gonna hate these people for what they done now. Come on, man. Let's get this in Ezekiel 35, and we're gonna end it. This is Ezekiel 35. And we'll get straight to the point. And I'm going to end it. This is Ezekiel 35, and I'm going to start at 1. And I'm going to jump down. It says, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Now, who is Mount Seir? That's Edom. That's Edom. Now, you know how a nickname or epithet for the nation of Israel is what? Mount Zion. So just because it's saying Mount right here, don't mean it's talking to a literal mountain. Let me get a precept to back it up. But just like we Mount Zion, Esau is Mount Seir. So when it's saying prophesy to Mount Seir, that's who we talking to, the nation of Edom. But let's just back that up. This is Genesis 36. Real quick. And I'm going to end it here in a few. Genesis 36. Going into the generations of Esau. Genesis 36 and 8, it says, Thus dwelt Esau, in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir. So back in Ezekiel 35, moreover, verse 1, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. In other words, tell this to the nation of Edom, to the so-called white, the man. Well, tell us to him. It says, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. I'm going to read verse 5 and 6, and I'm going to jump down to the point. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. See, Esau's hate was perpetual. So really the Lord just giving him a taste of his own medicine. It was perpetual. Year after year, it was continual. So the hate that the Lord is putting on the nations and the Israelites to hate the so-called white man, this is going to be perpetual until you gone. Even to it's going to be roll over to the next world until you gone. Even after you going, I'm sure somebody will say, man, I sure did hate the Edomites. Right? But it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their end had iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and the Lord live forever. So Esau been prepared unto blood. It says, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Now check this out. Verse 14. Just to show when the kingdom of heaven be set up, everybody else going to have a chance to enjoy it. But Esau ain't going to get that opportunity, man. Ain't going to get that opportunity. Let's read this. Ezekiel 35 and 14. Thus saith Yahweh power, not me. Thus saith Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth. We got to stop there. When the whole earth going to rejoice? When the righteous are in authority. Proverbs 29 and 2. When the Israelites rule, in other words. Now, when the Israelites rule, what's going to happen with Esau after this 1,000 long years? Let's read it. Isaiah 35 and 14. Thus saith Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. Remember who this talking to? Mount Seir, the Edomites. When everybody have fun, you can't go. You see? You know, you probably had siblings. They can go somewhere. You ask their mama, they ain't let you go. Your pops, no, you ain't going. You felt played. Esau just gonna have to feel played. Because look, it ain't that he ain't gonna better go just enjoy the world. No, you gonna see them go and have fun. And then right after that, you about to get judged. Like you gonna, like, I don't know how the law gonna have it to where we go exterminate them, but it's gonna be by fire, according to Obadiah. That it will be exterminated from the top to the bottom. From a Rothschild to the homeless Edomite asking for 10 cents, talking about he was a veteran. All of them. So it ain't just that you gonna be like on timeout, you watching all the other heathens rejoicing while you just in a cell in a kingdom and you still alive. No, you after that you about to get judged. And this judgment that come on the nation of Edom, that's gonna put fear into these heathens forever. So they go, no, we better not get on them Israelites' bad side. Look what happened. Look what happened. You know what happened to the last security guards? That's what they're gonna say. You know what happened to the last security guards? You know what happened to Esau? Right. So they ain't gonna get out of line. So the heathens go love to serve us, man. They're gonna be with it. So it says, thus saith Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. And he gonna say who he talking about. It says, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea. And Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. So the Lord says, thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it. And they shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. So when the Israelites get set up after 1,000 long years, the heathens go be able to enjoy themselves. You see how it is for you to get ruled by Israelites. You have Moab with an afro, with the pick, with the fist pick, you can have all that, man. But Esau ain't gonna have an opportunity to see none of that. Everything he looking for, excavating and looking for stones and all that, is gonna be easily accessible in the kingdom, but the Lord will take him out before he even see anything or get a chance to touch it. Like the dude on Book of Eli. And I'm gonna end it, but the Book of Eli, which is the book of power, Allah, Eli is Allah power. But the Book of Eli, you see, the dude wanted the scriptures the whole time, finally got the book, realized one, he couldn't even open it. And then when he finally opened it, it was in Braille. So it was right at the tip of his fingertips. You got it, he got it. But when he got it, I can't do shit with it. That's how the Lord got Esau. Everything this man looking for, trying to go to space and underwater and find and discover, that shit just gonna be out every day in the kingdom. But he ain't gonna have a chance to touch none of it. I wish you would. I wish you would. You could look, but don't touch. You know what? I'm gonna put a sign that say Israelites only. No Edomites like they did to us. Whites only. Right. You see, but I'm gonna end it right there. Let's read Sirach 41 again, because that was the point of this whole lesson. Sirach 41, and we got supporting precepts, but this is indirectly talking about the nation of Edom. The fate of the wicked. Sirach 41, 5 through 10 in the GNT. The children of sinners brought up in ungodly surroundings turn out to be hateful people. They will lose whatever they inherit, and their own descendants will live in permanent disgrace. It's okay to be white. The children will put the blame for their disgrace on their ungodly parents. Right? It's the founding fathers' fault. But the Lord still says you are doomed, you irreligious people who have abandoned the Lord the Most High. When you have children, disaster will strike them, and you will be left with nothing but sorrow. There will be great joy whenever you stumble, and even after your death, you will be cursed. What comes into being from nothing will return to nothing. So it will be with the godless, doomed to extinction, man. And that's literal. One day we're gonna wake up again. You stretching, on top of our palace, whatever it be, and smell like I don't smell no more Edomites. You see, ain't gonna be no more, man. No more Teds or Ned and Bills. You see, they gonna be done. But I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles. And elders a great millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. Keep fighting, keep pushing. We almost out of here, man. We got a lot to look forward to. And as all a time on our side. Time on our side, you see? But they keep fighting, keep pushing them in there right there. Hey, the water for tuning in. And with that, shalom.